Hello and welcome to my underrated manga review on Otherworld Barbara by Moto Hagio. I plan on doing more series reviews on manga that I feel like are underrated and need a bit more attention, so if that sounds good, I hope you stick around and enjoy this review. To quote the review of the series by Slings and Arrows, Moto Hagio messes with the minds of the readers in Otherworld Barbara. This simple premise lays the foundation for the entire story and is extremely apparent from the very start of this manga as we're introduced to this idyllic, almost utopian setting. It is then revealed that this is actually the dream of a young girl named Jujo Aoba, and that the island she dreamt of is called Barbara, hence Otherworld Barbara. But this girl has been dreaming of Barbara for the last 7 years as she lies in a coma. Not only that, but the hearts of her parents seem to be in her stomach. Set in Japan a few decades into the future, Dr. Watari, a renowned dream pilot, is tasked with entering her dreams in order to try and uncover the mystery surrounding both the girl and the island Barbara. Alongside this, Tokyo Watari does his best in trying to reconnect with his son Kiria, soon finding out how little he knows about his own son and how the teenage boy surprisingly ties in to his father's works. Otherworld Barbara boasts a wide diverse cast of individuals, from a lively professor who conducts past lives therapy to a grieving grandmother who is granted temporary youth. Every character feels real and understandable with their own goals and motivations. How lots of them tie in with one another and are connected in various ways doesn't feel cheap, but just fascinating as you want to learn more and more about this surreal phenomenon taking place. This manga is generally classified as science fiction, however, I feel like it delves much deeper than that, going as far as to the rich character studies and how they themselves are affecting both the dream world and the real world. The science fiction aspects, like the advanced technology, feel like mere foundations to allow the characters and story to develop naturally. Furthermore, themes such as fantasy, mystery, supernatural, and even horror are outstanding throughout the narrative. The demographic this manga falls under is josei, which is the female equivalent of seinen. But I'm sure plenty of fans of seinen and supernatural manga will enjoy this as I did. The art style is another factor to be praised. While some characters may have very similar features, the whole cast felt distinct and recognizable to me. And this is paramount when more characters get introduced throughout and some even change age. For me, Hagio's detail really shines in the more ethereal scenes and visual metaphors scattered throughout. All in all, I'm a huge fan of this art style and found it very enjoyable to look at throughout the manga. I do also want to mention how high quality the English releases are by Fantagraphics Books. Obviously, being much larger than most manga in the West and hardcovers, these books have a decent amount of weight to them, but not enough to hinder my reading experience or ever feel obtuse. The binding is fantastically well made, and I never felt like I was bending the book beyond where I should. The paper is thick and feels great, and it's one of my favourite quality books in my entire collection. With this, these books can put quite a dent in your wallet, but I definitely think it's worth it if you have the money and it seems like the sort of manga you'd go for. If this is all sounding good to you, I definitely recommend checking out the review of Volume 1 by Slings and Arrows. I'll leave a link for it in the description. Overall, this manga was an engaging, interesting, and joyous read, with some of the most elaborate, fulfilling, and mind-bending twists that are best not spoiled. If I had to give this manga a score out of 10, I would give it an 8.5. And that's a good number in my books. For me, a manga that's just okay is 5 out of 10, whilst even a manga that is pretty good is 7 out of 10. Based on just the story and characters alone, I would say it's about an 8, but I'm a really big fan of this art style, so it gets a little nudge in my books. And with that being all said and done, I hope you enjoyed this review. If you've read Otherworld Barbara, I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions on it as well. And I look forward to catching you in another video. Until then, stay safe and read lots of manga.